let's talk about how dirty you really are. Get your minds out of the gutter, because that's not the kind of dirty that I'm going to talk about today. Maybe we'll cover that topic another day, but not today. So today I want to talk about rewiring what you consider clean, because that is a really, really important part of our adulthood, right? One of the first things that we need to learn when we are stepping out of our childhood homes and learning how to be independent is how to keep our homes clean and our bodies clean. So all of that kind of ties in together in what I'm going to talk about. I started off my independence in adulthood pretty much like everyone else. I trusted that whatever I bought in the stores would be perfectly healthy to use on my body, to keep my house clean, to wash my clothes with, and nothing could have been further from the truth. But the more you grow, the more you learn, the more you know, the more you can empower yourself. And you know, it's no joke that as the older you get, the more serious you really start to take your health. If you have kids, even more so, because you're no longer just worried about your wellness, you're also worried about their wellness. And honestly, everything that we're exposed to beginning at a young age accumulates and can affect us later on in life, if not immediately. It depends. Everybody's constitution is very different. So some people may have reactions right away to the things they're exposed to, but really generally, for the most of us, it's something that just over time accumulates, and then all of a sudden we're dealing with massive health issues and we're not quite sure why. So I want to talk about one small thing that we can do to kind of help mitigate that and to empower ourselves when it comes to our health and wellness. And, you know, we do talk a lot about the aging process and looking good on this channel and in my blog. And really, your exterior will always really kind of be a reflection of what's going on inside of you. For the most part, I'm sure there are exceptions. We won't cover those. So where do we begin? Keeping a clean home. Keeping a clean home and keeping your, we won't talk about body and hygiene products because I cover that in other blog posts and will in other videos as well. But the clean home thing is such a big deal, because when you go to any big box store or supermarket, or even, you know, when you go to shop online, the cheapest and most available products, the best smelling and most colorful ones, are genuinely the worst ones that you could possibly want to bring into your home. So while your countertops and floors might sparkle and smell like a bouquet of flowers or a freshly baked pumpkin pie, the reality is that all of the ingredients in those cleaners are completely toxic and not beneficial to your actual physical environment. And that's just really important to know. We are so fleeced with all the commercials and all the sparkly shiny ads and the sparkly shiny bottles of products that sometimes it's hard to understand how bad this stuff really is. So in this video, and I'm also going to link below my blog post called Dirty Clean, I really break down some of the main ingredients or components of these things that you should try to avoid. Like I say in my other videos and my other blog posts, I like to approach a healthy life and healthy living as realistically holistic as possible. So it is not always possible for all of us to jump in, you know, completely into the wellness world and buy everything perfectly organic and pure. But every one item that you replace with something good is helping, is taking a little bit of that massive toxic burden off of your home, your body, your health, and the health of the loved ones that you live with. So let's talk about cleaning house. I am a bit obsessive about having a clean house, so I'm the perfect person to talk to you about this. And while I grew up in a home where Pine Sol was used with abandon and Mr. Clean and Formula 409, and all that other stuff, I quickly came to realize in the adulthood that stuff was really bad for me. And it explained why I was getting sinus headaches and sinus pressure, and just as soon as that stuff was removed from my home, I started to feel a lot better. And then when I started to learn about why, I became very grateful that I decided to research. So I want to make things easier for the rest of you. So if you don't want to have to go down those research rabbit holes, just come here to Adulthood Rewired and I will help you with that. So cleaning products, one of the main ingredients in a lot of cleaning products, including a lot of our hygiene products, is SLS. SLS is not your friend. SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, is a sudsing agent. So that's what makes things bubbly. And yes, there is something very satisfying about using products that foam up and bubble up, but you kind of have to sacrifice that when it comes to making healthy choices. So less bubbles means better when it comes to your cleaning products. SLS is actually considered a moderate hazard by the Environmental Working Group. And that is actually really concerning. So that's the information that is on their cosmetic database, because SLS is genuinely in almost everything. It is very, very difficult to avoid. It is possible to avoid, but you have to do your homework and you have to read labels. So just like we read labels for, or we should be reading labels for the foods that we eat, we need to be reading labels on our cleaning products, on our beauty products, etc. Why is SLS so bad for you? Now, let me just put a little side note here. SLS, a lot of companies like to say, well, it is naturally derived because it comes from coconuts. Keep in mind that these companies make a lot of profit off of their products. They don't want you to know that, yes, although it may be derived from coconuts, the chemical process that it goes through is what makes it basically toxic to your physical self. And studies that have been done, there have been over 16,000 studies done on SLS showing that it can increase cancer risk, that I've got a little list here so I don't forget, that it can cause endocrine disruption. This is major. I was just talking about perimenopause in my last video, and younger women are starting to go through perimenopause and full-blown menopause. And it is no mystery as to why, when we are bombarded with endocrine disruptors, even in products that are specifically made for babies. So be very careful if you've got a little one at home. Look at the labels of the products. Some of the biggest brand names for babies have some of the worst unnatural chemical. I get people that want to argue about chemicals are found in nature. Yes, we understand, but we're talking about the lab created kind. Some of those baby products are chock full of stuff that you wouldn't even want to clean your car with. So be very careful, read those labels. Skin irritation is also another thing that happens when you use products with SLS. It's also been shown to cause neurological and organ toxicity. This is major stuff. It's not like, oh, you might get a little patch of eczema. This is really big stuff that potentially could be irreversible. The University of Georgia's Medical College also did a study that showed that SLS, when it gets into your eyes, which SLS is almost in every shampoo that you can find in the stores, so it's super easy for that stuff to get into your eyes. When it gets into your eyes, it can cause vision problems and impairment in children and can lead to cataracts in adults. So for someone who now has to start wearing glasses because she's deep into her 40s, your vision is not something that you should take for granted. We're already messing up our eyes by staring at screens basically around the clock. So be really careful. This stuff is nasty. It's so bad for you. And then 1,4-dioxane is another component in a lot of these cleaning products, and that can damage your liver, your central nervous system, and your kidneys. So just to keep it short and sweet, I know there's tons more information when it comes to cleaning products. What you want to make sure to do is, like I said, read labels, find products that are really truly clean. I've got a couple that I really like, and I'll link below where you can find them also. But Koala Eco makes a really clean, delicious, because it's made with pure essential oils, effective, it cleans grease, it cleans grime, whatever you need it to do. Multi-purpose cleaner. So this is a really good example of something. It's also aesthetically pleasing. And then another favorite that I like to use at home is Young Living's Thieves cleaner. I have a video, which I'll link below, about Thieves essential oil blend, which is a staple in my home and keeps us basically happy and healthy year round. But the cleaner is wonderful and it smells like Christmas, so it's especially nice during the holidays. It's nice. And with this, it's super concentrated. So this bottle lasts, I don't want to say, and I clean a lot, easily. I think I've had this for 5 or 6 months. And you just put a little capful in a glass bottle. You like my label? And spray to your heart's content. So there are so many options. And if you want to go for a really inexpensive and easy option, and this is something that, you know, if money is definitely an issue and you feel like you can't, you know, buy a little bit more expensive cleaner that's perfectly clean, white vinegar in a spray bottle diluted with water. You can drop in a couple of drops of your favorite essential oil just to make it smell nice. That works really, really well. So the options are there. We vote with our dollars. If we stop buying the toxic, really unhealthy stuff, maybe, just maybe, we can make a difference. This is how we speak in the world of consumerism. When we stop buying stuff that's bad for us, they either have to fix the formula or they have to go away. Unfortunately, there's not enough education out there when it comes to the dangers of these commonly sold and commercially prepared cleaning products, and so a lot of people are just not aware, and hopefully I can share some awareness if I can just reach a few of you guys to make better cleaning choices for your home, because having a clean home shouldn't have to be such a dirty business. And you know, same for beauty products. Being beautiful, looking beautiful shouldn't come at such a high price. So I hope that this video helps when it comes to your cleaning house process. The next time you go shopping for cleaning products, read those labels. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, not that these products I showed you are expensive, they will cost a little bit more than what you find at the dollar store. And trust me, I used to get my cleaning products at the dollar store. You can always opt for the white vinegar, 2 drops of lavender essential oil or lemon essential oil, whatever you like. You can even put lemon rinds in there, shake it up with some water, and you've got yourself an effective cleaning agent that's not going to do anything nefarious to you, your kids, your home, your pets. It's time to rewire healthy, right? Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Please go ahead, click like, subscribe, share, and whatever else we need to do, because that helps me to help you and keep these videos coming. And it also helps to continue rewiring adulthood together. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.